Hey, soul friend, are you feeling things beginning to shift? Well, I believe you will this week. We've got Mercury and Venus going direct finally. Yay. And I mean, we're in Aries season. This is a time when we're supposed to be charging forward, moving towards our goals, our dreams, our vision. But I think we've been puttering. I don't know how about you. That's how it's felt for me. And there's a reason why. So I'm here to offer you some soul guidance for the week ahead, some support. Could you use a little support in navigating what is to what is that you desire? Well, I hope so. I'm Victoria. This is the Soul Nurture channel, and I'm your soul guide. So ask any questions, comment as much as you want. Subscribe if you haven't. Even you haven't subscribed yet, just go ahead and do that right now, okay? Anyway, I'm doing these in two parts now, just to keep it a nice bite-sized chunk. I'm going to talk about the theme of the week for April 7th through the 13th, 2025. Are you in the right time of the year for my time travelers? And then the second video, which will be in the description box, you go right into that to see the breakdown for each day, okay? So take a breath with me for a moment. We have been moving through some very choppy waters of transformation. Let's just take a breath together. Come on in, claim this time for you. You're worth it. And I know as times as they are, we need to center and ground more often and just be present to yourself, right? And be present to maybe whatever you're experiencing so that you can claim something that's grounding and supportive and helpful for you to navigate this life that we're in. And I hope my video helps do that for you. So let's take a breath together, breathing in what you need all the way into your belly. Let it saturate every cell of your body. What do you need in this moment? Let's breathe it in. And then exhale everything that's clouding your vision forward. Just let it go. We want to clear the path forward now. That's the work of this month, the season of Aries, and especially this week. So yeah, this week marks a significant change, a shift of energy, a shift of focus. A shift of, I think, less obstacles, more forward movement. Obstacles, anybody having obstacles? Especially, we have Mercury now going direct on the first day, on the 7th. So when Mercury station directs, it takes a while to catch up, that some consider the shadow of Mercury going direct. I notice a couple days before things get wonkier. I mean, not every Mercury retrograde. And by the way, this is in general, and you're going to want to look at your chart and work with your unique natal chart to get a sense of where was Mercury retrograde, what house. It was in Aries, and is it now in Pisces going direct? And then Venus is going to station direct as well, the same day as the full moon in Libra. So we've got a lot of forward movement, and a lot of, the theme I feel is, especially with the full moon in Libra, it is connected to the lessons we were learning. And I've been saying lessons more than anything when I talk about the symbolic language of astrology, because I do believe that this is Earth School. And I have to remind myself a lot when the lessons seem extra hard. And I'm thinking, didn't I learn this already? Anybody feel that? So with this full moon in Libra, I feel like it goes back to, it connects us back to when the North Node was in Aries and the South Node in Libra, which the North Node is now in Pisces and Virgo. So with the North Node, wherever it is, so for 18 months, we were working with North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, which is all about looking at ourself in relationship and in balance in relationship. Were we in codependent tendencies? Were we working from our wounds in relationships? Or were we balanced and integrated in wholeness so we could be in a healthy interdependent relationship, right? So that's, I feel like with this full moon, remember full moons, which is we're going to have this week, is the culmination point. It brings everything forward. It's either a time of celebration, yay, we did our transformational work, things are flowing the way we want, or more is revealed to be healed, which could be very true this week as we move towards this full moon that is conjunct Chiron. And not only am I going to do a day by day in a different video, I will also do the full moon in Libra video. It deserves its own video. So, okay, I just looked up and it was 444 in my time. So yay, I feel in sync today with this video. Sometimes I'll be honest, I struggle, what am I going to say? But I knew exactly what the message was with this week. It's recalibrating, getting ourselves, like, the gates are opening now. The gates are opening, but not until we really integrate the lessons we were sitting with Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde, all about relationships, all about our self-worth, our values, our money. And Mercury, thinking about how we communicate and how we interact with others. And, so we were slowly going through, and they were in Aries first and then to Pisces. So the theme of this week and the lessons we're integrating are about how we are with ourselves and to others, and healing ourselves, empowering ourselves, being in our highest possibilities. So retrogrades are good. They're wonderful. A lot of people, oh no, it's Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I had some hiccups with my computer yesterday. I was like, oh no. But what they do is they ask us to pause and reflect. It's like a sacred pause, like a deep inhale, being with what is, with the view of how can I do this better? How can I improve in these areas of my life? By the way, you might want to grab your journal, pause the video for this video, but more importantly for the next video, for day to day, so you can track the moon with me and track the astrology, journal about it, go back and reflect. Did that happen that day? What did I notice? Or better yet, this is how I studied astrology, or fine-tuned some of my skills, is to just live the experience, then look at the transits and where the moon is and see the corresponding, the correspondence there. Where was that true? And again, it's not 100% true for each person. Your unique soul having your human experience and how you've navigated your natal chart, your soul chart is, it's so complicated or complex because it's connected to your family of origin, all the inner work you've done, all the soul work you've done, all the transformational work you've done. So it lands differently for each individual, right? But do let me know if something clicks for you, okay? So yeah, moving forward with greater intention and integrating, weaving in the lessons we learned. How are you going to show up differently in relationships? We are moving, we're collectively evolving, individually and collectively, we're evolving out of old limited structures, old limited ways of being, old limited views that kept you playing small and did not get your needs met. Aries season is about, hey, I matter too. I'm here for a reason, and I need to assess, we all need to assess our needs and teach people how to meet us at the level of our need, right? Our greatest needs. So I believe now this week, especially Mercury first going direct on Monday the 7th, we're going to emerge with greater clarity, especially about how we relate to others and ourselves, and honoring our own needs, as I said. It's about balancing relationships, and it's a constant. Trust me. It's important to think about the file in your subconscious mind called relationships, and how much, a good lens to look through is, am I still operating out of the old programming that I learned when I was a kid about relationships? In other words, am I still living the relationship my parents had, or the relationship I had with one or the other of my parents? That's operating from your conditioning rather than your empowered self or your soul essence. So we are still wanting to bring consciousness there. Are your choices coming from your wound in relationship, the people pleaser side of you? Boy, that's a hard one to to reclaim your power and dissolve or shed those habits of being a people pleaser. It comes up for me all the time. Do I have any Enneagram 2s out there who relate to this, or empaths? Yeah. So we want to, this week too, is grounding vision into reality. And my favorite is turning any regrets, because we're turning back now. We're going direct with Mercury and Venus. And Venus is what we love and what we value in our dreams. And Mercury is how we think about ourselves, right? In the world we live in. So turning regrets into meaningful action. So maybe you saw and reviewing, and I hope you did it compassionately. And if you didn't, it's never too late to review. What have I learned about relationships? How have I been in relationships? How have I been showing up? And to ask, is that my wounded self, or am I now engaged in my soul essence and in my empowered way of being, my empowered self, my empowered choices? And fine tune it. What doesn't work? now we have more capacity to say, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do this instead. And then remember, the key is you have to practice it in over and over and over and over again until it becomes familiar to your subconscious mind and more natural and organic for you to live from that place, right? So I also noticed with me, I witness myself when I'm looking at the astrology, and then I think, wow, I wonder if this is relating to anyone else. I noticed an old storm blew through last week, yesterday in particular, about being hard on myself, pushing myself. Of course, I have a Capricorn rising, but I suspect it was across the board. And I'm wondering if anybody else had that. With South Node now in Virgo, we are looking at places where we have been so hard on ourselves and not very kind. And remember, it's important to always ask, whose voice is this, right? And we want more empowered, inspiring, loving voices in our subconscious mind to support us. I'm trying to look at the chart. To support us in emerging and growing our potential. I'm going to pop the chart up real quick for me to look at it. Oops. So have you been sort of, and I'm going to change struggling, because I find struggling is not quite the word. They say when you're struggling, you're resisting. But when you feel like, oh, this is a struggle, think of it this way. Those are growing pains. Those are stretching out of your comfort zones. Those are, I can't stay in a small space anymore. I have to expand. I have to emerge. And so they're growing pains. So did you experience any growing pains last week? This week, I think we get to apply the feeling of expanding out of comfort zones, turning the corner, walking down a new street, that poem I've shared a couple times on my channel, walking down a new street that is more aligned with your soul potential, your soul essence, and all you're meant to be. Okay, so I just want to look really quick at one thing that was flashing in my mind to take a look. Saturn. Oh, right. Okay, so we have a square between Saturn and Neptune. No, sorry. That's my chart. I have a square there. Saturn and Neptune's at 0 degrees Aries. So remember, we had the shift to Neptune into Aries, still 0 degrees. So this is becoming our spiritual warrior for ourselves, for our life, for our potential, for our dreams, right? Neptune in Aries is about taking action on your dreams, which is very relevant to this week. So Neptune and Saturn is 25 degrees Pisces. So there's a lot of Pisces, stellium in Pisces. So bringing life to our dreams, seeing like a dream, like the legs moving forward with your dreams, walking like that, saying, pray while moving your feet, vision while moving your feet, vision while taking action. Now this is more action oriented week. And as I go through the week in the next video, you're going to see each day what it offers you to support you in evolving, in making choices, and working with what is to evolve what can be. Okay, thanks for being with me on this theme of the week. I hope this is supportive to you. I truly want you to know this. Whenever I'm going through something, I'm just like, my heart is like, who needs to hear this, or who out there is needing a reminder they're not alone, or yeah, we are living through intensely transformational times, evolutionary times. One would say also revolutionary times. And as much as you witness the external world, we have to come back to our world and ask, what do I need for me to rise with my highest potential? I had this in my meditation this morning that was so applicable to me yesterday, and maybe it'll help you. It was something like, I was gonna look up, my phone's up here, I can't look at it. Something like, trust that when you are in despair, you're being prepared to rise up with more strengths and more hope. So in other words, like the message that came to me, my meditation was, despair is also purposeful, because it was like it composts all the old stuff that's in the way of what wants to emerge. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Grieve. This is a time, grief is an ally that comes along to help us, adjust to what is and emerge what's still coming. It's an ally, it's a friend. as are every single emotion that we have. So wherever you are, embrace that. Ask, what is this growing in me? What is this asking me to release as we're, moving towards the full moon in Libra? Definitely, what else needs to be released, to be shed, to reveal more of your beautiful essence? And just know that. Pace with grace, trust the process, and reach for support when you need it. I'd be happy to support you. Go in the description box for the next video. Click on there. And then also, if you want to have a 20-minute consultation with me, I can talk about how I can support you on your journey, or book a session. I love to do a hybrid of looking at your soul chart, asking you, because you're the expert of you, what it is you desire, and kind of helping you carve that path forward. Okay? All right. Thanks for being with me. It's always an honor to know who's with me. So let me know where you're viewing from, and thanks for being with me. Take good care. Until next time. Bye.